The abandoned village of Valeria was shrouded in an unnatural fog. It clung to the crumbling buildings like a ghostly shroud, obscuring everything in a blanket of grey. The silence was heavy, broken only by the wind whistling through the skeletal trees. This was a place forgotten by time, a ghost town consumed by its dark history and the chilling legend of a witch's curse. The village stood at the edge of civilization, nestled in a valley perpetually cloaked in shadows. Its cobblestone streets, once bustling with life, now lay cracked and overgrown with weeds. The air hung thick with the weight of forgotten tragedies, a palpable sense of dread seeping from the very stones. This was Valeria, a place where darkness lingered and whispers of the past echoed in the wind. Valeria hadn't always been this way. There was a time not so long ago when laughter had echoed through these streets. Children had played in the shadow of the old church, and the scent of baking bread had wafted from the windows. But that was before the Van Caldwell family vanished. It started with whispers, strange occurrences, shadows moving in the night, and unsettling noises. Then, one cold November morning, the Caldwells were gone. Their home was empty, the table set for breakfast, as if they had simply vanished into thin air. Their disappearance sent a ripple of fear through the once peaceful village, a fear that would soon consume them all. The disappearance of the Caldwell family was only the beginning. As fear tightened its grip on Valeria, old tales of a witch resurfaced. The villagers whispered of a woman named Arara, ostracized and feared for her strange ways and unsettling knowledge of herbs and potions. Legend had it that Arara, driven by revenge for the villagers' scorn, had cursed Valeria. She vowed that their laughter would be replaced with screams, their joy with sorrow. Some dismissed it as folklore, an attempt to make sense of the unexplainable. Others, however, saw a terrifying truth in the legend. And as more villagers began to disappear, the whispers grew louder, transforming from murmurs of fear to desperate cries for salvation. The legend of Valeria and the vanished Caldwell family had always fascinated Claire. A historian with a penchant for the macabre, she was drawn to the mysteries that lay buried in the past. So when the opportunity arose to visit the abandoned village, she gathered a small group of friends and embarked on a journey into the heart of darkness. There was Ethan, her pragmatic and skeptical best friend, always ready with a witty remark. Emily, the aspiring photographer, eager to capture the haunting beauty of Valeria through her lens. And Daniel, the quiet observer, his silence masking a keen intellect and a deep curiosity about the unknown. Together they ventured into the fog-shrouded village, unaware of the sinister secrets that awaited them. Section 5. The Diary of Despair. The village was eerily silent. Crumbling houses stood like tombstones, their empty windows staring back at them like the eyes of ghosts. As they ventured deeper into Valeria, a sense of unease settled upon them, a feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. It was in the attic of the abandoned Caldwell house that they found it. A dusty, leather-bound diary tucked away in a forgotten trunk. The diary belonged to Sarah Caldwell, the mother. Its pages contained a chilling account of the family's final days in Valeria, the growing fear, the strange occurrences, and the ever-present sense of dread that had permeated their lives. Section 6. Shadows in the Mist. As they delved deeper into Sarah's diary, a sense of dread washed over Claire and her friends. Each page they turned seemed to pull them further into a world of fear and uncertainty. The diary entries painted a chilling picture of the family's descent into fear and paranoia. Every word seemed to echo the terror that had gripped Sarah and her family. Shadows moving in the periphery of their vision, whispers on the wind, and the constant feeling of being watched. Sarah had documented it all with a sense of desperation that sent shivers down their spines. The eerie descriptions made them feel as if they were experiencing the same haunting presence. The diary spoke of a darkness that had enveloped Valeria, a malevolent presence that seeped into their home and their lives. It was as if the village itself was alive with a sinister force that refused to let them go. Sarah wrote of nightmares, vivid and terrifying, that plagued her sleep. Each night brought new horrors, making it impossible for her to find peace. She described seeing shadowy figures lurking in the fog, their eyes glowing with an unnatural light. These figures seemed to watch her every move, their presence a constant reminder of the darkness that surrounded her. The diary entries grew more frantic, more desperate with each passing day, culminating in a final, blood-chilling entry. "It's here." The words seemed to leap off the page, leaving Claire and her friends with a sense of impending doom. Section 7, The Vanishing. The diary's final entry hung heavy in the air, its chilling message sending a wave of fear through the group. The shadows seemed to lengthen, the fog pressing in on them like an unseen hand. The once adventurous spirit that had brought them to Valeria evaporated, replaced by a primal fear that gnawed at their courage. They decided to leave, to escape the suffocating grip of Valeria before it consumed them too. But as they turned to leave the Caldwell house, a chilling realization struck them. Ethan was gone. One moment he was there, his sarcastic wit cutting through the oppressive atmosphere, and the next he had vanished, swallowed by the fog, leaving behind only an echoing silence. Section 8, Confronting the Past. Panic seized Claire, gripping her heart with icy fingers. Her friend, her confidant, was gone, swallowed by the same mysterious force that had claimed the Caldwell family. The memories of their laughter and shared secrets now felt like distant echoes in a haunted house. Desperation clawed at her, fueling her determination to uncover the truth, whatever the cost. She knew she couldn't let fear paralyze her. She had to act, to fight back against the unknown. Guided by a mixture of fear and resolve, Claire convinced Emily and Daniel to help her find Ethan. Their loyalty and friendship gave her the strength she needed to face the darkness ahead. They returned to the village square, the heart of Valeria, where the fog seemed to be at its thickest. The once familiar paths now felt like a maze, each step echoing with uncertainty. The air hung heavy with a palpable sense of dread, the silence broken only by the pounding of their hearts. Every shadow seemed to whisper secrets, every gust of wind a ghostly sigh. There, in the center of the square, stood the ancient well, its stone rim worn smooth by time and shrouded in a perpetual veil of mist. It was a relic of the past, holding untold stories and perhaps the key to their salvation. And it was from the depths of that well that Claire heard it, a faint whisper calling her name. The voice was both familiar and strange, sending chills down her spine and igniting a spark of hope within her. Section 9, Spirit of the Cursed. Drawn by the whispers, Claire approached the well, her heart pounding in her chest. A cold wind swept through the square, stirring the fog into a frenzy. The whispers grew louder, transforming into a voice, raspy and ancient, echoing from the depths of the well. As Claire peered into the swirling mist, a spectral figure began to rise from the well. Its form was ethereal, barely discernible in the fog, yet she could make out the flowing white hair and the piercing eyes that seemed to burn with an eerie green light. It was the spirit of Arara, the witch of Valeria, her spectral form bound to the well, her vengeful spirit forever tethered to the village she had cursed. Section 10. Escape from Valeria. Ilara's spectral form hovered above the well, her voice echoing through the deserted square. She spoke of betrayal, of the villagers' cruelty, and the curse she had woven into the very fabric of Valeria. But in her voice, Claire detected a flicker of something else, sadness, a deep, abiding sorrow that resonated with the pain of her unjust fate. Arara revealed that Ethan was trapped, not gone, lost in the ethereal realm that now ensnared Valeria. A glimmer of hope ignited within Claire. Arara, bound by her curse, could not harm them, but neither could she free Ethan. She could only guide them, her spectral voice leading them through the labyrinthine streets of Valeria towards the edge of the village and the promise of escape. Section 11, A Haunting Reminder. As dawn broke, painting the sky in hues of grey and purple, the world seemed to hold its breath. Claire, Emily and Daniel emerged from the fog, their clothes torn, their faces etched with exhaustion and terror. They had been through an ordeal that words could scarcely describe. Ethan, miraculously, was with them. His sudden reappearance was both a relief and a mystery. He had reappeared at their side as they neared the edge of the village, his memory hazy, his sense of time disoriented, as if he had been lost in a dream. It was as though the village had swallowed him whole and then spat him out. They left Valeria behind them, a shroud of mist concealing it once more. The village seemed to vanish into the fog, as if it had never existed. The village remained a haunting reminder of the darkness that lay hidden beneath the surface of the world, a chilling testament to the power of fear and the enduring weight of the past. It was a place where nightmares were born and memories were twisted. The experience had changed them, branded them with an indelible mark. They were no longer the same people who had entered Valeria. They carried Valeria with them, not just in their memories, but in the depths of their souls, a chilling reminder of the shadows that lurked just beyond the veil of reality. The village had left an imprint on their very beings, a scar that would never fully heal.